All right, so we're gonna do this is the Six Gun, and the Six Gun is was a comic book that basically ran its entire life, and it's a comic book series. I believe there's 50 comics in the Sixth Gun, and it's a Wild Western theme. There's a lot of cool, weird, crazy, quirky characters. It's a very good story though. I've read as part of my Kickstarter. I got the first issue of the book of the comics, and I really liked it. And I'm gonna check out the rest of the comics. It's actually really good. I like the story. So far, it's good. But then again, I've only read one book. But this is a tabletop game based off of that 50-book comic book series. But there's also a lot of spin-offs that were made too for the Six Gun. And this is Savage Worlds rules, and it is compatible with the Deadlands. And you guys know that actually this Friday we'll be playing the Deadlands. This will be our third session, and we'll have Pappy and our Native American Indian friend Tomoka. We'll have the crazy doctor. Oh my goodness. We'll have a mistress of the dark. We'll have our pissed off Pete. We'll have old Pappy. Oh my gosh, old Pappy, old and brittle as nails, but he could shoot he could shoot a dime off your head a mile away. So we'll have our Deadlands game this week. So like I said, this Six Gun is compatible with Deadlands, and you got this. This is the core book. It's 98 pages, and so for $50 you got this in print, and you also got the first story, first part of the game, for $50 for hardbacks. Really good deal, and it's Savage Worlds, and I enjoy it. So it looks like I know that they haven't made anything for Deadlands in a couple years now. I think 2013 was the last thing they made. I think it was The Last Sun was the last one that they made for the last anything they made for Deadlands. So it looks like they're going to be going this route now. It looks like they're going to be, I don't know, I could be wrong, but it looks like they're going to put the Deadlands on the back burner, and they're going to bring Six Gun up now. And so it's basically Shane Hensley, the creator of Savage Worlds and Deadlands, and all of the other settings that he's created. The guy's got a brilliant mind to be able to do this much stuff, and looks like he's going to be bringing this up. He's also got a new sci-fi game that I wish I would have saw a Kickstarter for, but it was months ago, and I think it's called Parsec, and it is a total sci-fi, and I would have liked to got into that, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. I didn't even know about it. So this is the Six Gun. I'll kind of expand a little bit. I'll bring it up to 100%. In fact, I'll bring it up to about 130. What the hell? So as you can see, I mean the quality of this PDF is like beautiful. So I wouldn't print it out because it's just going to destroy your entire toner cartridge. Yeah, something like this would like eat a 1,000-page toner cartridge in about 100 pages. Contents, great art. I mean, all of the art, it looks like it's coming from the comic books, which I really like. If I was to ever do a game, I would do something like a comic book style of art, just because I've always been a huge comic book fan since I was a kid. So you guys are probably wondering, what is the Six? Well, the Six are 6 badass legendary weapons, and you can get a hold of these. These are 6 weapons. They're each individually their own entity, and the 6 have been around since the beginning of time. And back in the time of the hunter-gatherers, they were basically rocks with runes on them. And then over time, the 6 evolved into the times. So, when it goes, when the 6 were a part of medieval Europe, then they were swords and crossbows. 6 unbelievable swords and crossbows. And now that it's the year 1860, which is what the 6 gun is set in, now it's 6 revolvers. And it goes into a little bit of a story of the 6 right here, which is a really good read. I liked it. And then it goes into the comic book series, how this is all 50 episodes, well, all 50 issues, and then it talks about each issue and how it works in with the game. So this predates the comic book series. So this happens before the comic book series. So I'm not sure if they're going to come out with more content for the 6th gun. I would think that they are, but we'll have to see. I hope they do, because from what I've read, this is very, very good, and it's not only Shane, but it's the comic book company too. They've been working on this also. So this goes basically in all 50 issues of, and then it goes into all the different spin-offs that they had from the 6th gun, and then it talks about all the different types of characters you could play in in the 6th gun. Everything from a common folk to, of course, the Native American brave, and the gunslinger, the Indian medicine man, the law dog, the necromancer, the outlaw. You could be a snake oil salesman, a soiled dove. You could be a Pinkerton agent. You could be a preacher, a relic hunter, a son of the sword of Abraham. You'd be a sorcerer, sawbones, a seer, a soldier. So there's a lot of different options for 6th gun. And then it goes into character creation, which basically follows the same rules as the core book. It looks like the same exact thing. 5 ability score upgrades. Looks like you get 15 points for skills. $200. You get 200 United States dollars for gear, which is a good thing. Talks about your edges and hindrances, and then your other derived stats like charisma, pace, parry, and toughness. And then there's some new hindrances. Well, it looks like there's a page of them anyways. And then there's a couple pages of new edges. Edges. So to give you a little bit about Savage Worlds, Savage Worlds works off of hindrances, and every character has to have hindrances. So if you choose, what they want you to do is take a major and 2 minors, because you'll see that these have minor, a minor, a minor, or a major. So if you choose, a major and 2 minors, then you have 4 points to where you can buy edges. And an edge costs you 2 points. So when you get your hindrances, you automatically get 2 edges. But seeing that everybody's a human, by default, humans get an extra edge. So in the 6th gun, you'll start with 3 edges. And edges are basically like class archetype features or skills. And they do a lot of things. There's some really good edges. Edges really beef up your character. So take, for instance, they would love to have this in Deadlands. It's called Fan the Hammer. And, there's requirements to these, just like there's requirements for feats in D&D or Pathfinder or any other game. And, you have, for Fan the Hammer, you have to be heroic. So you have to basically be a 3rd tier character. And this is where your gunslinger is adept at fanning the hammer. If you don't know what fanning the hammer is, remember in the old black and white cowboy western movies where you'd see John Wayne pull his revolver out and then hold the trigger down and just go bam, 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 and just shoot 6 guys at one time. That's called fanning the hammer. So you can basically, your gunslinger would be adept at fanning the hammer, and when you have this fan the hammer edge, your character would have no penalty to shooting rolls when using rapid attack with a single action pistol. It's crazy. you're going to lose parry, but you're literally going to get no penalty for feigning the hammer, which is devastating. You could literally take a bunch of people out with one fan of the hammer. But after you're done, then you got to spend a whole round reloading, and that would not be good. Well, it would be good because you could just kind of run and get out of the way because you get movement anyway. But there's a lot of different edges, a lot of good new edges. I was reading these. I really like them. And you can see there's art. I mean, there's literally art just about on every single page, which is really good. I like the art. I mean, there's been so many times I would just open up a monster manual just to look at the art, or another book to look at the art. Because that's, about fantasy games. That's one big thing about the games is the art. So there's a lot of great gear and a lot of great goods. And then it goes into, what these goods actually do. Like dynamites and detonation stuff and blasting caps. And, you can buy a Gatling gun, an old Gatling gun. You can buy all kinds of stuff. And then it tells you it has, basically all the, what each thing does, what kind of rolls you need to do, stuff like that. Then it has a bunch of services, which is really nice. Because at this time, just after the Jacksonian Revolution, you have the communication revolution, which was big, with the telegraphs and stuff, the Pony Express. So you can use these services, which is actually a part of history, our young American history. And you can buy services. If you need to go to a doctor, go to the doctor. He'll make a house call for $5, or you can go and see him at his office for $3. And it's really cool. I love stuff like this. You can even buy dynamite, nitroglycerin, armor, lots of new weapons that aren't in the core book. Here's all kinds of melee weapons. And then ranged weapons, including single-action revolvers, double-action revolvers, rifles, shotguns, and other kind of ranged weapons. And there's your Gatling gun. If you got a swift $1,000, you can buy a Gatling gun. Oh. And then here's all the ammunition, and you can even buy silver bullets. I believe this was in the first comic. I think this was art from the first comic. I think one of the spirits of the sixth gun was coming to get his gun or something like that. I can't remember fully. I need to read that book again. So after all of the player stuff, the first 3 chapters, then here's another chapter, which is basically all of the major cities. Like Tombstone is a major city in Deadlands. Well, there's Anders Way, Tennessee, and Dreadman's Crossing, Utah, Brimstone, New Mexico. So there's a lot of different areas here. And Brimstone. The one thing I'm going to be honest here, the one thing that I am a little disappointed about with the sixth gun is I want a map of the West and how the West is depicted in the sixth gun. And there's no map. I was disappointed when there was no map. I figured, by default there would be something like that. And here's Brimstone. It has Brimstone and all of the different places of establishment, but no map. I mean, that's cool. That's no problem. You can work around that because you can just make your own map really quick. But I really wanted to see their depiction of the West in 1860 from the eyes of the creators of the sixth gun. So as you can see, this Brimstone is a huge town, and all kinds of different things that you can do here in Brimstone. So then it goes into the gun master section. You're not the game master; you're called the gun master. And these are the main characters of the main story. And I think the comic book too, because I think I remember she's in the first one. The Secret of the Six. So this is all GM information. Like I said, more great art, man. I mean, the art is just unbelievable. Unbelievable, man. Here's all kinds of like different optional settings rules. Born a hero, starting characters may ignore rank requirements for edges. Wow. However, they must still fulfill other requirements. So, like fanning the gun, if we were playing Born a Hero, then I'd have 6 people with fan the gun, shooting 36 rounds a round. Alright, I'm going to fan the hammer, Dave. Dave, I'm going to fan the hammer also. So a couple things. You know, Joker's Wild, that's a standard. You know, whenever a Joker's drawn in combat, everybody would get a Benny. Here's new types of magic between the shamans, the sorcerers, and the servers of the spirits. Asher Cobb. Speaking of Asher, god damn it. I can't believe you killed Asher. Bill John O'Henry, Becky Moncrief. She's got one of the guns. Anytime you see the gun with the little symbol on the handle. Brother Roberto Vargas, Drake Sinclair. Great names. Gord Cantrell, Kirby Hale, Nahul, Nidawi, Eli Barlow. The Black Hats, I guess these are the bad guys. Yeah, Griselda the Grey Witch, Old Will Arsini, Butteridge, Edgepeth, Missy Hume. Oh boy, Missy. General Oleander Bedford Hume. He's the guy on the front. There he is right there. General Oleander Bedford Hume. I guess he was killed in the Civil War, and so he's like looking for one of his guns, which is one of the 6 guns. Filthy Ben Kinney, Marinette of the Dry Arms, Bloodthirsty Bill Sumter, Pissed Off Pete. What? No, I'm just kidding. Jessup Sutter, and here's the index. So, yeah, here's all the different comic books, all 50 issues and 8 books. So that's there you go. Really nice. Savage World, it uses Savage World rules, which is a really nice thing. But with the purchase of the books, you also get a free PDF.